afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on folks. This is me, Aloe George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Folks, tomorrow will be the Olympia. Today, you're having press conferences for the Olympia weekend. And as you know, as a content maker, it's exciting for me because I get to watch this. One of my favorite people, she's the queen of the Olympia, that is Andrea Shaw, is going for a fifth. She's going to be a five-time Miss Olympia champion. Shout out to her. I will watch just that. The winning part, and I don't care about the others. I don't care about them. But this lady, she's in a division that I kind of get a little interested in. And I had some interviews with some ladies who compete as amateurs, and I knew some ladies who switched over. But this is something that really excites me. I got my hands on a full-fledged IFBB wellness pro. Sometimes the other guy comes out, and it's just exciting because you know what, I really, like I said, I try to expand to other divisions and more into content. These divisions are, been around for quite some time. It started out in Brazil, but it came to the U.S. and it has evolved over time. I've seen ladies who have come from other divisions as physique, figure, and bikini. And she also was at one point was a physique competitor. We have here the lovely Mrs. Teresa Myers. She's going to share her story, how she got started, and her plans. So welcome, ma'am. Thank you for your time. And this is a question I often ask you, ladies. What got you started in the sport, as I call it, muscle and masculinity? Please share.
Well, first of all, I think once an athlete, always an athlete. So I grew up playing soccer, water polo, synchronized swimming. I played soccer all the way up and water polo through junior college. And then I continued soccer through adult league. I injured myself back in like 2010, 2011, injured my knee, found out I was pregnant. And then I recovered, but knew I could never go back to the kind of jerking back and forth and running, sprinting of soccer. But I wanted to stay an athlete and do some sort of sport. I had a good girlfriend that was starting to get into it. I really knew nothing about bodybuilding, to be honest. I thought, oh, cool, you just step on stage and just flex your muscles. And then it was like, oh, wow, this is like beauty pageant, and there's a lot to go into it. That is when I met my coach and best friend, Trish Wood, through Iron Addiction. And she said, basically, you'll go one of two ways. You'll step on stage and you'll hate it, never do it again, be like, no. Or you're going to love it, become addicted, and keep going. And I did the, step two. I loved it. So yeah, I originally also wanted to start out in figure. And she's like, no, you're too muscular already. You don't have the tiny hourglass waist. You'll do good in physique. And I didn't fight her on it, but I was like, okay. But I was still kind of wishy-washy for that first season. Kind of mentioned a couple of times, like, no, I kind of really want to do figure with the heels and the, my alter ego. But she's like, no, you stick to physique. And then that's what kind of kept me going. I fell in love with it. And obviously I was successful in it and became a pro in it in 2018. So yeah, that's kind of how it started.
Yeah, that kind of reminds me of a one lady I just interviewed a while back. She also used to play soccer. She was very athletic, and she got into after injuries. And that's something as an athlete I can know firsthand. Though I played football when I was younger. Injuries occur. Then finding that sport. Then then becoming a mom. I mean, how many kids you have? How old are they?
I have two of my own. I have a son that's 15 and a half, almost 16, and a daughter that's 13. And I have a stepson that's 11.
Oh, yeah, that's nice. It's just the Brady Bunch. You could say you're just three more kids short. And
actually came from the Brady Bunch because I'm one of 6 kids. So,
you know what? I'm one of 8.
Oh wow!
Yeah. My parents. Well, my parents were together for 55 years. Even though my dad lived in New Jersey and we were down here in North Carolina, and my mother and father there was 7 between the both of them, and then my father had a couple of kids. And, I have a much older brother and I have a younger sister. And it's only like only somebody else of us left because two of my siblings passed away. Actually, three siblings passed away, and it's
I'm
just my
sorry to hear.
little sisters, my younger brother, my mom. She's been gone about 4 years. That was my woman, and I can understand.
Oh,
As a boy, our mothers are woman. So yeah,
that's
So what was
good.
that like that first time on stage and competing?
The first time, my gosh, it was such an adrenaline rush and high. Um, Obviously, the nerves were insane. I didn't really know what to expect. My first show was at the Tahoe show in 2013, and I got first place, but there was two of us. But I was really happy, and I just thought, wow, let's keep this going. To me, I kind of described it like your wedding day. You have all this preparation up for this one moment, and you get to show it off, and then boom, you'll hit the adrenaline low where you want the food, and then you're like exhausted. But it's that kind of the stuff that I like thrive for, I guess. Technically, I love that adrenaline high, and then I'll take whatever comes with that.
Yeah, it's like I said, that competition level is just something different compared to any other sport. Bodybuilding is not as mainstream.
No.
But one thing people are always going to pick on about the use of steroids and stuff like that, but it's in every sport. Everybody uses it at some level, but it's different compared to, like, I have friends tell me, say, George, people can't, if people got on the same stuff I got on, they wouldn't look like I do because they don't follow consistency, not discipline. There's a lot of work and fundamental, stuff that goes to the sport. And for anybody, especially like yourself, your mom with kids, and most people don't think that women should be in this sport. It's not considered feminine. That's why every time we do interviews, I always say, what you got in the sport of muscle and masculinity? Because everybody looks at this as more of a man sport. But if you're an athlete, like you were, and you were passionate about a sport, you do what you want to do.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's out there, to each their own. And I'm just doing my thing and loving it. Again, like one of my role models actually that I found starting into it was Dana Lynn Bailey, because she was a big soccer player. So yeah, I still follow her, and she's still around. She's not competing right now, but she's still
Yeah.
an inspiration to me.
Yeah, that's the woman that really, I think, when I do interviews, especially with women who get into bodybuilding, some would say Dana Lynn Bailey. Most would say Dana Lynn Bailey. Then you say Linda Murray. There's so many amazing women in the sport. One lady I'm a fan of, and people me now, I obsess over her. I think she's lovely. She's going for a fifth title, and that is the current Miss Olympia champion, Andrea Shaw. I just love her. She's just. I'm a fan of hers. Yeah,
Indeed.
she brought a new level to women's bodybuilding, where some people think that women can be attractive, appealing, and you're an attractive woman yourself.
Oh,
And
thank you.
you're welcome. That's the thing, man. Man, ma'am, don't take me. I'm a man. We're supposed to tell you a woman that. That's. I'm from the South, man. We tell a lady like that. We want to let you know you're beautiful. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's good that that's the one person that inspires you, and that's the thing is we get to that level. You compete with someone like the Dana Baileys or Andrea Shaws or the Julia McCartneys or so many other these competitors.
Mhm.
You often say, what motivates you to, because some days I know there's a lot of responsibilities to be a mom and having a
Mhm.
job. What keeps you motivated?
God, I don't know. I'm assuming it's just kind of that competitive nature in me. I think my personality in general is pretty, like, I'm an artist. I do hair for a living. I'm kind of like Miss La La Land over here, and things are just kind of wild. And then the structure of the bodybuilding, and the fact that it's a 24-hour sport, and you have to be so on it and focus on it. I feel like with my regular personality, and then mixing it with the structure of bodybuilding, just kind of evens me out. And I do better on when I'm on prep, or when I set goals. I haven't always been great in my off seasons. Sometimes I'll just go way out there, and then I'll hit a breaking point. It's like, okay, bring it back in, bring it back in. I'm human. I'm around kids that want to eat mac and cheese and ice cream. I love
Yeah,
food. I think there's a 300-pound man living inside me, because he likes to eat.
Well, I'm a 397-pound man, and I like to eat too. So I can understand that. I used to be almost 400, 500, but I dropped down to the
Dang,
weight. I'm doing pretty good. It's a
dang,
lot.
dang, yeah,
That's the thing. There's a lot of sacrifices when you get into sport. Like
absolutely.
especially as a lot of bodybuilders are foodies, but you just can't eat everything. You have to
Right.
eat particular diet. What's your diet like
You have
during
to eat
your week?
smart. I like my coach is phenomenal. She's helped me so much. Especially the harder part for me is off season. So this last year between 2023 and then when I just stepped on stage on the 28th, I did my best off season prep ever to where I believe I kind of reset my metabolism. So I'm eating over 3,000 calories right now, and I'm still vascular and lean, and yeah, I'm going to take it. So yeah, I'm eating a lot, 6 meals a day. People can't believe it. They always think, oh, you're starving yourself. You get to eat air, and drink water. It's like, no, we eat. You have to eat. And I love to eat. So I'm eating.
That's the thing with a lot of bodybuilders are foodies. One thing that's the process. Food is part of that. Right foods, like I say, eat clean. You just can't eat burgers and fries all day long. You
Right.
have to stick to a strict diet, it's just the regimental part about the dieting part. And then you have your cheat meals every now and then, or not refeeds, or some might call it,
Right.
because it's part of the process as an athlete.
Right. Exactly. Um, and that's what I've kind of learned and realized. And one of the things Trisha's told me said, food's not going anywhere. It'll be there next week when it's time for your refeed or cheat meal. And it's like, okay, I have to remember that, because I would have off seasons where I'd binge eat like crazy, thinking I was never going to get it again. And so it's just the mindset, training your mind. I mean, that's really probably 90% of it. You know what I mean? I give myself no option whether I have to go to the gym or not. I don't ever leave it open like, oh, I'm not, tired today or whatever. I mean, yeah, there's those moments where you do have to listen to your body and take that rest day, but easily I could come up with any excuse with my day job, with my kids, with anything going on, but I don't give myself that. I said, it's not an option. You go.
Yeah.
I've been through many of life's ups and downs, and I've still stepped on that stage.
It's like one of my favorite quotes from Rocky Balboa. He says, like, it's no matter how hard you can think you can hit, it's how hard you can take the hits and keep moving forward. That's
Yeah.
how his winning's done. You got to take the hits, keep moving forward. Shout out to the great Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Balboa. We have here one of my man. He's a hater, but I love him. This is my man, KL the Wanderer. He says, hey, what's going on? Nothing much, brother. How about you? Also, he says, it's Teresa. Teresa, that name fits you well.
Okay, I'll do
Also,
it.
yeah, he says this. He says, how many times you work on your arms and shoulders? So, as I know with wellness, you don't have to focus too much on your upper body because it's more focused on your lower body. But what's the routine like for you when you're working out?
So actually, that's been a big part of my routine this last year. I never got judge feedback in 2023, but we kind of knew I was too muscular up top. So we took this off season, and I haven't trained upper body in over 5 months. So I'm trying to downsize, and it's working, but just like building muscle, it takes time to also get rid of it, especially for me, because genetically I'm already a muscular build. I think my dad for my upper body, and I think my mom for my lower body. So yeah, it's been actually really fun and exciting to kind of see how I can morph my physique into what this division calls for. Not only that, but also to how I want my body to look. And of course, I have the genius behind me, Trish Wood. So it's just all coming together, and I'm enjoying it. And I think I still need to work on downsizing the upper and, build the lower half.
And she mentioned Trish Wood. She's been on my channel before. We get an interview right back with Trish. Trish is also an IFBB Pro Physique competitor. She was in 2020 Olympia. She took some time off. She's playing. She was planning to compete, I think, this year.
Yeah, she
Um,
was supposed to do legions.
yeah, but then I think she has some medical issues that set her back. And
Hmm.
this is from we all competed last together at the 2020. Actually, the Arizona Pro, not the Rising Phoenix. People I remember it's separate shows. Rising Phoenix, Arizona Pro. That's how you put it. And
Wings of strength.
yeah, we just strength shot. And anytime you see we strength, I gotta say his name. Jake. Yo, Jake. I want that money. I want that gun. Shout out to him. He also runs the Olympia. He's the man that saved women's bodybuilding. I'm a fan of his. I would love to have him on here. I ain't gonna say the Yo Jake thing. I can't help it. It's just it's in me. So, how long you Trish know each other? How long you been working together as coaching and
Since
clients?
2013, since I started. She was previously married to a man that he did my diet and that sort of stuff. And she's always done my workouts and the posing and all that help. And she had another coach work with her after her husband's separation, James Anderson, who was amazing too. He's a genius. I felt like he was like my big brother, even though he was younger than me. But he took care of me. He was a great, great, smart man. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us.
Oh, sorry.
And then kind of through all the things that have gone on, she's taken over everything. And ever since she took over my diet, my training, my everything, I've been in the best condition ever.
That's good.
So,
That's good.
and
That's good.
I think I mean, I don't know completely. I'm sure it's different, but I think a male coach versus a female coach can make a difference.
Yeah, because I think with women, you understand women's, men's and men and women biochemistry are different. We may have some same organs, but we just have different builds and like that. What I know this sometimes a coach will give a plan that works for a man, but not work for a woman. You have
Right.
to factor different things. Like I said, women you maintain a higher BMI than men. It's like easy for us guys to burn off fat more than women can because you have it. Like say you have kids, you have it in all the areas where women store it, like hips, thighs, breasts, everything like that.
Right.
And I think it's a good relationship to find, especially with a coach, and especially if she's same sex,
Yes.
because y'all can understand things, what you go
Yes.
through, So, well, folks, while we have Teresa here, we're going to jump in her social media for a little bit. You want to follow her? The links in the description of this live. Check her out, support her, reach out in interest. These ladies can use support. It's a tough sport, this bodybuilding world. But guys, I tell this, and this is no official, Teresa. It's a disclaimer. I tell these guys out there, guys, no D pics. She got kids. She got a husband. Be respectful.
Yeah.
Come
Please
on.
no.
I
Please
know.
no.
Yeah, I know, guys. You see these women, they puff, you get excited, but come on,
No.
come on, come on.
No, we don't want to see that.
No, we don't want to see that. We don't have time for that shit. We don't have time for that. So we're gonna jump into social media here, and here she is. And you last competed at the, you made your debut in wellness at the Legion. That was 2023,
Correct.
and then you came back in 2024. And did you get to, like I said, you didn't get the critique from the judges the first time. Did you get the critique from the second time?
I've emailed them, but I have not heard back yet.
Mm-hmm. A dear friend of mine, he competed there, Mr. Big Keith Williams. He after taking 2 years off because dealing with medical issues and getting in a car accident, made his return to men's bodybuilding. Shout out to my big brother. I watched some of it, and here it is. It's right here in comparisons. And what's that feeling like? Being in this new division. And when did you switch? Because why you made the decision to switch from physique to wellness?
So my last physique competition, I believe, was 2021 in the Bahamas with Wings of Strength. And I just kind of remember standing in line, waiting to get on stage thinking, oh my gosh, these women are huge. And, I'd been doing it for so long. And I think I just kind of was hitting a burnout. I had met my current husband and I was like, I just want to take some time off and live the normal life, even though whatever, normal's not normal. But I just wanted to be able to go on date nights or, eat a s'mores with my kids by a campfire. So I took 2 years off thinking I was never going to compete again. In the meantime, I was still training, but very little. And if I did train, I was really focusing on legs and glutes. And then kind of in 2023, I thought, you know what? I need to get back there. I need to get back to my roots. I need to get back to what completes me, what makes me a better person, a better mom. And so I just jumped in. I went to Trish. I said, what do you even think of me trying this division? And she's like, let's go for it. Let's just try it. Let's just, it really was like a 12-week prep. I could have probably just done 8, but it was just dieting. So I didn't do any specific training. I was training the way I was when I was doing women's physique. So it was good to just step on stage in 2023, kind of see where I lined up. She said, well, I mean, you look like you belong up there, but we got to adjust the shoulders, the upper body, the wide back, and build the lower half. So we took last year. I really focused on it. That was my goal. When I go to the gym, I go to the gym. I'm not there to mess around. So I believe it paid off when you see, last year's photos versus this year. And so I'm excited to see what this 2025 season brings. I would love to do more shows this year, but of course they're, out of the country, and I have champagne on a beer budget, champagne taste on a beer budget.
I understand. I have a filet mignon taste, but I'm on a cheeseburger budget.
Oh, there you go. That's a better. I'll say that. That's my
filet
new line.
mignon. Yeah, but yeah,
Filet mignon taste on a cheeseburger budget.
yeah, and you look very impressive. I mean, I think it's like say we talk about how wellness you have to have those strong Afro aesthetics, like because it was very popular in Brazil, but the division has kind of evolved ever since it got part of the IFBB. Most of the divisions have evolved. Like when you started 2013, I think that was when physique just started up.
Right.
Figure has been around for a good while.
Right.
But now, if you look at the division, it has both have changed. Physique, the girls look closer to like women's bodybuilders than and even the figure competitors look closer to what physique first started. Like you look at like someone like Julia McCarr, you look at someone like this one lady I've been following, Manon, she's from Canada. She's competing this weekend at the Olympia, but she did 2 shows as a physique competitor, even though she earned a pro card as a figure.
Right.
Yeah. And here's your lovely hubby. And how long y'all been together? And what's his name?
His name's Christopher Mars, and we're going close to 3 years. But we've known each other our whole lives.
That's good. So it took time finally when you were free. You said, now I got to push up on her, get my chance.
Right? I was just waiting until you were single.
Yeah, sometimes love takes its time. You have to kiss a few frogs to get your prince, huh?
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, like I said, I really respect what you ladies do because, like I said, I try to learn more as I do this content. Most of my stuff is on women's bodybuilding and physique, and some would figure wellness. Like I said, it's something I'm still trying to get to know a little bit. One thing is it's a little bit slow compared to some of the others. Right. But the process is yet the same, even though it's not the same training as like in women's bodybuilding or men's bodybuilding. But you have to really. One thing is leg day is the constant.
Yes. I think too, with my genetics, I had moments where I was definitely considering going towards the bodybuilding side. I can easily gain muscle. So it was kind of like, I just want to go where I want to be. So yes, there were moments where I'm like, oh, I'll just do it. I know I probably could, but I'm short. But then I decided, no, I'd rather go this route towards the wellness side and just kind of see what happens there. My parents, they're like my biggest supporters. They are kind of bummed in a sense that I switched to wellness because they were like, you have such a beautiful muscular back and we don't get to see it. So, I mean, there's that. And, I can understand my dad maybe not wanting to always watch me on stage in the wellness division. But to me, it's still the training hard, and I love training legs. So it's just where I'm at in this sport right now. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's about where you fit the best at. And,
yeah,
wellness has become a very popular division. Some women do pretty good at it, some is not as well. It's a process. And that's one thing you gotta say. It's a process when you get into sport. The
absolutely.
training, the regiment, the dieting, there's so much sacrifices to it.
Yeah, in
Time,
all
money,
divisions. Yeah.
yeah, the time, the money, as you know, for you women, compared to the men, the guys got to wear banana hammocks and board shorts and tanning. That's about it.
Right.
Y'all
Right.
ladies, you have to have your hair makeup done. You have to have your nails done. Everything you have to present a feminine look. Yet you are buff and shredded and huge. And there's a small saying when your ladies are rock hard, we're rock hard. But that's another situation. But it's a lot to this that people need to understand. Here we got a comment from my man. KL, shout out to him. Says, does any of your family go see your shows? Like you said, your parents go every now and then. Oh yeah.
Yes, my parents have gone. My oldest brother has gone. My sisters have been. My kids have been. I couldn't tell you how many shows I've done. So yeah, it just kind of depends. It was harder when the kids would come because, of course, they want all my attention, and I've got all this stuff going on. So thank goodness I have my parents to kind of help with that. Um, but yeah, I mean, people will come watch. Yeah, I'm like I said, bless my dad's heart, but it's probably not his favorite
Well,
now.
you got to think about it. This is, I used to have quite a few jobs. And one of my jobs was I used to work in a gentleman's club, or in the hood, we call it a booty club. And the last thing you want to do is see your daughter wearing clear heels on stage and a little piece of material between her butt and everything else. I mean, as a dad, but there's other
I
things.
get it.
Yeah, other
I
things.
get it.
Then you building all this muscle. Some dad said, I already got a son. I don't need another son. You my girl. You're supposed to be not this muscular. You got more muscle than your brother. But this the thing is, it's good that you had that support from your
Yeah.
friends and your family.
Yeah.
We have here another comment from a man, KL. He says this. He says, how far do you see yourself competing? So what is you think you're going to put a limit, or you're going to want to keep on going?
Well, actually, I just set myself a very high goal. I don't know why I did not even realize there was a Masters Olympia, but
Yeah.
it just dawned on me, speaking to another competitor at this last show, and I was like, duh, why didn't I ever think of that? So, I mean, let's be real. I'm not in my 20s and I'm not Brazilian. So, my focus is going to be Masters. Um, I felt great in the Masters division at Legions this year. And so, my goal is for 2025 to hit shows that could help me qualify for the Masters Olympia. So, I'm going to aim high and die trying.
Well, you get rich or die trying, but you never get rich in this sport. It's not that,
No,
no, you're not. It's a sport that's not very lucrative. Where
sad.
if you look at other sports, like, it's like, yeah, if you played soccer as a pro, you make more money. So a soccer player, even as a woman. But
Right.
bodybuilding is so much expensive. Instead, again, the cost of training, your coaches, the travel expenses, everything goes to, and also you have kids to take care of. They're still teenagers. I know, like your 15, 16-year-old son, I know he's saying like, hey, I saw your mom in the suit. And you're like, hey, that's my mom. Yeah, yeah. Like, he's fighting because, hey, no kid won't be saying, hey, has a bunch of teenagers googling at their mom, and she's walking
Right.
around, it's just, but
Yeah. And I've asked him, I'm like, does it embarrass you? Because I'll go to watch his soccer games and such. Does it embarrass you if I wear a tank top? But he's totally cool with it. He's actually wants to get into it. I told him to wait because it doesn't go hand in hand with high school sports. I said, high school's, you only have 4 years. It's going to be over. I said, bodybuilding's always going to be there. So just wait till that's done. And then once he graduates, we can talk about where he wants to go with it. So,
that's good. That's
but
smart
I'm
decision.
glad that as a mom, I've inspired him to get into it. You always look at like the dads do it or the
Well,
big brothers or whatever. So,
well, his thing is, a boy's best friend is always going to be his mother. My mother was my best friend. Like I said, she was my woman, and I took care of her. She took care of me. And when I started this, because I was taking care of her, and it's good that he loves and respect what you do. because some
Hmm.
people don't understand it. Especially friends can be lost because you can't go out and do what you want to do. Like you can't go here, like especially if you're prepping or getting ready for a show. You
Right.
can't go like barbecues or just summer's in this barbecues and everything. You have to bring a Tupperware because you can't eat the what's there. You see
Oh
them
yeah,
weird things
not
cooked in
just
front of you. It's
yeah,
just
not to
it's so much
restaurants
to
and
yeah.
ask for a
Uh,
plate.
yeah. Here's a comment from a man, KL. He says, "Do you want to remain in wellness for the time being?" So, you think you feel better in wellness than any other division?
For the time being, yes. That's just my own personal goal. Of course, I want to know what other people's opinions are, and everyone's going to have their own opinion. Um, right now, just personally for me, I like the wellness look. I like the training for wellness. Um, and I like that I don't have to get as lean. So I feel like it's a little bit healthier for me. Um, and so yeah, right now that's my goal. But muscle has memory. If I ever decide to go back to women's physique, I don't think I'd have a problem.
Yeah, I know a lady named Daphne Holmes. She was physique, and then she switched over to wellness for about a minute, and she went back to physique. It doesn't like it's not too possible. There's one young lady I saw a while ago. Her name, Taylor Raggi. She competed in wellness, also competed in I think physique and also in figure. But she earned a
Hmm.
pro card in women's bodybuilding. She did a couple of shows as a pro. I think she might be switching back. I don't know. Some of the wellness girls I'm looking at, the definition and also side riches are not what supposed to be the criteria. I mean, there's one chick, I think his name is Jacqueline. I think she's from Mexico. She's competing in Olympia. She's just crazy shredded. And I'm sometimes thinking, are some of these women in the right division? I mean, you're supposed to bring a more softer, feminine look. But
Yeah.
then I think because how the IFBB affected, like look at bikini, how it started. Those girls are at that same level. They look like maybe early women's bodybuilders. But
Right.
it's a lot of. I think the judges' feedback is just it does help, but sometimes it can be presumptuous.
Well, what Trish and I discuss is, I mean, my body loves to be lean when I'm dieting and in all this. I prefer the leaner look. I like seeing more lines and all that. And we just kind of said, you know what, I'm just going to go in there how I go there. I mean, she was trying to fill me up like crazy before these shows last year and this year. I mean, I'm eating ice cream the night before, the morning of. She's like, go get a burger and fry. Like, so she was feeding me like crazy. My body still was just like sucking it up and throwing it out. So, I just, at some point, you just have to say, okay, this is what I have at this point, and this is what I'm going to bring to the stage.
Yeah, we have a comment from man KL. He says that's a good advice to your son. Yes, smart.
Oh, thank
Also,
you.
he's picking on me and saying the times you say no D pics, you could make a compilation video of it, George, and they would send. Yeah, there's some guys like that. Hey, I have like I said, I've been confronted with some of these ladies who tell me crazy stories how guys were sitting there. And I remember one time, me and this lady were friends. We were on IG Live just talking back and forth. And next thing you know, some guy comes in. I thought it was someone she knew. Next thing you know, he pulled his pants out in the middle of the IG Live. I said, what the fuck? I mean, I played high school football. I've seen that, but I don't want to see it while I'm on live. We got here from a man, Steve. He says, hello, my friend. Sorry I'm late. Is this a friend of yours, Steve?
I'm sure, like social media or whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, he says, he also says this, he says, aim high indeed because you are possibilities are limitless. Okay, thank you,
Thank
Steve.
you.
Also, this is from my man KL. He says, bodybuilding can be complicated and not very easy to understand on the outside field unless you are bodybuilding or know a bodybuilder. Well, like I said, it's an education. Like I said, I've been following sport for a long time since I was a teenager. Actually, when I was younger, my brother used to play football here in our hometown. He used to get the muscle max. I grew up at the tail end of Arnold's career and Lee Heaney, and then here comes Corey Everson and the Richard McLeish's, and then Linda Murray's, and then they kind of kind of changed my pubescent mind about women with muscle. I just, but I really
What?
get an education when I talk to you ladies, and I know things. Folks, what I'm going to do is this: is I'm always researching and finding stuff. And a while back, she did a little interview, and this was her first interview. This is when she got her pro card, and we're going to show this. So
So old school.
yeah. That's the thing is, I'm good at my job, and
Yes, good job.
if you want to, like I said again, this is where I enjoy talking about these ladies because this really shows her passion about this sport and how she got in it. So we're gonna pull up here.
Hi, this is Linda Andrew with NPCNewsOnline.com here at the 2018 Teen Collegiate Masters National Championship with our women's physique division 35 and over overall winner, Miss
Teresa Brooks.
Congratulations. And Teresa is also a new IFBB pro. How do you feel about that right now?
It's unbelievable. I have no words. I'm on cloud nine for sure.
Well, you look terrific. Tell me a little bit about yourself, where you're from, what you do.
I'm from Roseville, California. I am a mother of two. I do hair, personal training, and this is my passion, my love, my purpose. So
That's awesome. How long have you been in the fitness industry?
I've been doing bodybuilding for 5 years. Yes.
5 short years, and you are now a pro. I know there's a lot of people you'd like to give a shout out to, so go ahead.
Absolutely. First of all, my family, my parents, my children, my trainers, Trish Wood, Mike Wood, my sponsors at Total Nutrition, all of my friends, my family, my loves, my support. I wouldn't be here without everybody in my circle.
Well, I know they are proud of you, and they're over there jumping up and down, cheering you on. What are you going to eat tonight?
Oh, cheeseburger and funnel cake.
Well, you know what? You go enjoy yourself, girl, because you deserve it. Congratulations and good luck to you. You're welcome. This is Linda Andrew with NPCNewsOnline.com signing off. Congratulations, you go. Thank you.
Well, congratulations. What was that feeling like when they told you you're now officially an IFBB pro?
There's no words. Yeah, it just was like, I don't know. I'm the type when something like that happens, I'm like, are you sure? Are you sure you're talking about me? Like, is there somebody behind me? Are you sure? Me? But the fact not only that I win first, but I won the overall at that show. And that at a moment in my life was when Trish Wood, my coach, was living with me. And she's like, you better damn well get your pro card if you have your coach living with you. He was confiscating my gum. Like,
What?
so to the finest, littlest detail.
Gum?
Didn't even have gum.
What kind was it?
Sugar-free
Sugar free? What the? Couldn't let you have juicy
There's
fruit?
still calories in sugar-free gum.
That's hey, Trish, Trish, if you listen, you tight. I mean,
It's amazing when you get to that level. Just the difference of what even artificial sweetener can do to your body. Diet sodas, carbonation, anything, and that's why bodybuilding is the hardest sport because it's 24/7. You have to constantly think, okay, is that going to help me or hurt me? So yeah, it's to the finest, tiniest little detail. That's how. That's one line from her. I think it was her ex-husband that said it. Basically, that's the difference between an amateur and a champion.
You gotta make a lot of sacrifices. Like I know, like
Absolutely.
I said, you wish you could spend more time with your kids and your husband, but this is a sport where there's a lot of sacrifice got to make. Like I said again, it's financially, it's physically, it's mentally, it's emotionally draining. And to do this sport, you have to be committed to it. Because that's the thing is, it's not as easy as everybody thinking it is. Everybody thinking, I just pop some pills and no. If you talk about getting the steroid thing, it's only a small factor to it, very small. But if you're not consistent, you don't follow a diet, you have to follow regimens, you have to rest, recovery.
Yes, there's no magic pill. There's no magic, one piece of food you eat. There's no magic, just one cardio machine. Like it's a lot. but I love it.
As you mentioned, it's after you said you like cheeseburgers and fun. Okay, what did you had, Teresa? What was that thing that was calling you? That thing that guards your urges. That the thing you wanted the most. The thing you desired. The thing that completes you after a show.
Are you talking about that show?
Well, after your last show, what was that?
Oh, well, honestly, this last show, I didn't have a whole lot of cravings only because she was filling me up. I was eating lots of calories. And of course I had ice cream, which is like one of my favorites. So after the show, I hadn't had pizza in a while. So I really wanted pizza. So we went to this pizza place that was suggested in Reno. It's 8 o'clock on a Saturday night and they're out of pizza dough. And I'm like, what? How does that happen? And at that point, my adrenaline low was hitting me. I was exhausted. I was starving. Luckily, there was a little Mexican restaurant next door that we ate at. But on my diet, I eat a lot of tacos. So I'm like over Mexican food right now, even though I love it still. But so yeah, it didn't quite hit the spot. So when I came back home and I picked up my kids, I was like, I'm taking you to pizza.
That's I know they could have went to the grocery store and got some thing of Papa Fresh biscuits and make a pizza dough out of it. Hey, I seen that do that a lot on the internet.
Right.
But food is both a tool and a weapon for a competitor. It can help you build you up and hurt you. It's a lot to us. We had a comment from a man here, KL. He says, is there a point of eating that much, like 7 times a day? Does eating that much goes against you? Like, is that, like I said, especially, your coach is pretty good on your refeeds and stuff like that. So
yeah.
Yeah.
So right now I have 6 meals a day. I got to a point pretty much like the week before the show that I was like, oh my God, this is so much food. And I told her one night I just skipped my last meal because it was like, I don't know, 11:30 at night or something. And she said, it's never too late to eat. So you have to get your food in. So whether you're hungry or not, whether it tastes good or not, whether it's cold or hot, you eat it. It's part of it. It is a tool. And her plan works. Mine doesn't. So I have to follow her plan. I don't just go off on my own plan because my plan doesn't work. Her plan works. Listen to your coaches. Don't make excuses. Get it done.
That's good because I know I talk to somebody that they don't have a coach, and it's hard to do this really without. If you can do without a coach, it's good. It's you understand, but it's good to have that. Yeah, the money is, but it's good to have that extra eye to see what you don't see or something you might miss. Here's this from Steve. He says He says, you're looking amazing, T. Shout out to Steve.
Thank you.
Appreciate T. Also, my man KL says, I indulge in the pictures growing up with the women, but there were times I won't work out. I just never bodybuilding, just learning how to work out. Yeah, that's the thing is, and when you, like I said, you really focus on your leg day. But when you were training in physique, what was that favorite workout for you? And what is your favorite workout now, other than legs?
Well, really, when I was doing physique, I loved training my shoulders. And of course, legs, quads. I'm very quad dominant. So I love the quads and the shoulders. Now, obviously, I love all legs. And I'm really focusing on the glutes. It's a hard one for me to put you put your mind to muscle memory or that focus. Because again, I'm very quad dominant. So my quads want to take over even when I'm doing glutes. So that's why it's good to have a coach or a trainer, because they can help with your form or help with even just your thought process or different types of ways to train that. Well, like even when my son just started, he only started wanting to lift weights 2 years ago. And I told him, I said, you're going to start with Trish because she's going to teach you, your form and reasons as to why you're lifting certain ways. And of course, because, mom doesn't know everything. So that's why I was like, start with Trish. So he did a summer with her basically in his training program. And now he's on his own. He kind of looks up a lot of YouTube and I can never remember. I think it's Sebum is like his favorite.
Oh,
Um,
Christine Bum,
yes,
the
yes,
current,
yes,
yeah, the
yes.
current
So
Mr. Olympia for Men's Classic. Yeah, this
yes,
is again. I think
yeah,
it's going to be his fourth or fifth title, I believe. Yeah, I don't
right.
keep up
So
with guys
that's
like
my
that.
son's favorite, and he kind of goes a lot by him. Um, so yeah, I just think it was good for him to, of course, start with someone who knows what they're talking about. Because yeah, you can look up YouTube as well, but you can't always believe everything on the internet. So make sure you're with someone that knows what they're doing, who's had the training. Um, and that could be the hard part in the bodybuilding world because yes, it's expensive. So you want to go with this person over here, which might be cheaper, but just make sure, they understand male versus female. They understand the different divisions. They understand your genetics. I had a good friend competing in Legions this year, and she really, really wanted to do bikini. And Trish is her coach and said, "You're a wellness girl. Like you just have too much muscle mass already in your lower body. Like you'll do better in wellness." And she kind of was hesitant and fighting it. And I told her what my story was at the beginning with Trish. And I said, just listen to her. She's got the eye, she knows. And of course she did great. She got like fourth in open and fifth in masters, I think. So in the NPC. So that's the thing is you got to listen to your coach too. Not only, yeah, get a good one, but it really comes down to me. It's her brain and my bronze.
Yeah. So she's kind of like she's your Mick to your Rocky. Says like when you hurt,
Yes,
you fall down, and you hit a little
yes,
angel on your shoulder. Say, "Get up, you son of a bitch! Make you
yes,
like yeah."
yes,
Yeah, that's
yes.
good.
And it,
It's just,
yeah,
it's so easy to take Rocky analogies into the bodybuilding. It's just so easy.
right, right.
So so now what's the plan now? Because since are you like I said, there's not too many shows left. The season is the 2024 season is over. 2025's got started because the Legion was for 2025 qualification for the Olympia. So
Yeah.
what's the plan now?
I'm going to wait for the list to come out, which I think it comes out December. I could be wrong though. And I just want to see what shows I could do that would help me qualify for the Masters Olympia and go from there, which I know Masters Olympia is in Tokyo. So it's pretty insane, but I'm going to aim high. Why not?
Why not? Because all you get if you do Masters Olympia, if you win your division, you get to go to the main Olympia because they started. It was last year. I mean, no, it was 2023 when the first time I had it, and they say where they're going to bring it back every couple of years. There's quite a few shows where you have to win in 40 plus.
Right.
Yeah, because anything like I know, lady, her name is she's a figure competitor. She won a show in 35 plus. She has to put an application now to see if she can get into the Masters. But if you do a show where which you have 40 plus, because you live in California, there's probably quite a few wellness shows that way. There's the Arizona Pro, which is part of the Rising Phoenix. Legions it's already too late. You have to if you do it next year, you have to do it for next year's. This year's be next year's, whatever I had to figure out. And now that the Olympia is back in Vegas, it's a lot closer to you. You can check it out because I'm surprised. I know you're doing some things this weekend and you're busy, but you go watch the show.
No, I went back in 2020 when Trish competed, and I did her hair and makeup for the show, and so I was there when it was in Orlando because it was COVID time. I'm going with her this year. She's doing the Clash November 2nd in Orlando, Florida. So I'm gonna go with her and again be her beauty side girl. But yeah, and that's my focus is the over 40 because I'm 44. Again, like I said, I'm not 20 or Brazilian. So I want, even though, yeah, it would be like amazing if I could compete against those young Brazilians. I also want my competition to be on the same level.
Yeah, it's hard to beat when you get like 20 years old that they can pop in the morning and do what they got to do. I'm almost 50. I can't do the things I used to when I was 20.
Yeah. I'm like, they probably haven't had children yet. They, barely a wrinkle on their face or gray hair. So,
can run all night and run all day, and
yeah,
one time I can like sometimes I got bad knees like Stone Cold Steve Austin. I give them more and I say, oh God, I
right,
just I
right.
roll out of bed. We got a comment from a man KL. He says, is there any one that is competing in the Olympia you want to or rooting for?
Oh
So
gosh. I'm terrible because I'm not a big like follower, but I mean, of course, I see the top girls and I don't have a specific one. I think they all look amazing. And I think every time they step on stage, it's going to be different anyway, because we're constantly working and improving. So, I mean, I'm happy for all of them, honestly, just to get up on that stage, whether you're first, second, last, it doesn't matter. The fact that they're up there, I root for all of them.
that's good. Like I said, I'm particularly rooting for my girl Andrea Shaw. A
Yeah,
while
yeah.
back, a friend of mine, she was at the Olympia when it was the last time it was in Orlando, and she got me this. I love showing this off because this is why when I do make this content, I love showing this off. She got me this issue, and it's
That's
not just as special because this is the last issue of Muscle Development and the only issue ever featuring a female bodybuilder on the cover. She signed it.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I've had gotten things from people I become friends with, and this is why I enjoy doing this content. I enjoy talking
Yeah.
about your ladies because your ladies don't get enough recognition. You are in a sport where everybody's gonna focus on the guys because I said like this: the guys are the bottom bitch of the game. They're the ones that get attention, get the money. Your division is getting popular because it has a certain aesthetic look to it. It's very pleasing. It's like it works for those women who do have those bottom heavy tendencies.
Yes.
They're thicker in the quads and the thighs. Each different division works for the woman's body type. Like you look at the women's bodybuilders, they're more bigger, larger, physiques more athletically smaller. Um,
Mhm.
Figures they have that small tapering waist, the broader shoulders. Fitness
Mhm.
is for those women who want to do around you a chicken sweat. I wouldn't want to do it if I was there. And
Right.
you have bikinis more like the typical idea what you want to see women, feminine,
Yeah,
very,
like the Victoria's Secret model type.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. And
yeah.
wellness, your division is kind of like for those women who have those strong Afro aesthetics, those women who have naturally bottom dominant, who
Mhm.
want to, it's be too hard for them to do figure, or they're too big for bikini, or they just don't want to do, women's body and physique. Like you said, you moved over. We have here a comment from my man Steve. He says, um, what is such a wonderful spokesperson for the sport and a blessing to bodybuilding. Thank you, Steve.
Uh,
Appreciate that.
Thank you, Steve.
And also, my man KL asks, like, says, do your son do calisthenics, like a lot of push-ups and pull-ups, lunges and dips? So what's his workout like? Because he's working with
Um,
Trish.
Not really right now because he's playing soccer, so he does enough running and the back and forth. So he's technically doing that in soccer. So when he goes to the gym, he'll focus on chest day, a back day. He'll do legs here and there, but I mean he's already got legs genetically, and then also soccer. So, um, but I still tell him never skip leg day. You have to at least hit it once a week.
Most bodybuilders do not love leg day. It's like one of my favorite episodes of Chappelle's show when it's a true Hollywood stories with Charlie Murphy when he met Rick James, and Rick James goes back to Eddie's house. He says, "F your couch, Eddie Murphy. F your couch." And Charlie and Eddie are beating his legs. It's like, "What about my legs, Eddie Murphy?" That's a bodybuilder. They don't like their, just like they're crawling out of the gym. But that thing is, you have to be a complete athlete. You just have to work on your strengths as much as your weaknesses.
Absolutely.
And I think a lot of people need to understand that because, like I said, people will often make comments. I know your mom, you're on social media, you're not too social media savvy, but when you're out with your kids, you ever get those funny feelings like people say, like, looking at you, what is she, is she like, what is this? What's it like for you when you're out about in the day?
Well, it kind of depends. Like, I know that if I'm like maybe in a place where, I mean, I hate to say it, but like, not that it would be considered inappropriate, but just a place where, I'll wear more sleeves if I feel like it's a crowd that I should probably be a little more covered up. Like my son's friends have made comments of like, "God, your mom looks like she's full of spider webs," or it's like a roadmap because of all my vascularity. Um, you know, people can be very, very mean about it. There's a lot of people that don't like it, don't understand it, and don't appreciate it. I even worked a job at a restaurant, and I was told I was wearing a, short sleeve. It wasn't a tank top, but I was told I needed to wear longer sleeves. And I'm thinking, any other woman would they have said that? Because is this because it's not the norm? So it just kind of made me question that. So it's different. A lot of people can be very negative about it, and then there's a lot of people that love it and appreciate it. So surround yourself with people that love and appreciate it, and just ignore the rest.
Yeah, because you know what? Right now we look at her arms. Look at she's vascular. She's buff. We got a little pose. Okay, guys, she did a little pose for y'all, so you can put your tissue in your Kleenex. Okay, so all you got to ask me, George, ask me when to pose. Sometimes they get tired of pose. Maybe just want to just talk and have a conversation. But yeah, people need to understand you live in your life, and if you don't have that same passion and determination to do what you do, you should say, like basically said, shut the fuck up. Like this is one of my favorite comedians, Bernie Mac, said, like, boy, if people don't like who you are, fuck them. That's
Right.
it.
There's a good line. Stay in your lane. Don't get in mine.
Yeah, mind your business. So,
Yeah.
folks, we're not gonna hold her too long. I know she's a busy lady, training. She gotta work with a coach. Got to get her ready. Trish is doing the Clash. That's gonna be in November. A friend of mine is also doing that show. Shout out to her. And a lot of you ladies, this is a sport that you have to really love because there's so much sacrifice you got to put into your time, your money. Like I said, you would rather spend more time with your children and your husband. But it's good that they understand and support you. Because you know what? Instead of getting most people, I've talked to ladies that they lost friendships because they can't go out and do what like their friends do, like go to a bar, go to the club. You can't eat out every other day. You have to follow your diet, your training. You go to bed like maybe 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock. And you have to get up and go to the gym like 4 o'clock. I mean,
oh, you got to eat again. Oh, you got to go to the bathroom again. It's like, do you even know how much water I drink? Like, yes, I do.
Yeah. Now, as you said again, are you sponsored or everything's on your shoulders?
Everything's on my shoulders. I got a couple sponsors last year of just some local companies, but it absolutely helped, and I appreciate every penny. I would love sponsorship. I just don't even know where to begin with that. So,
well, sometimes it's you have to have the right people want to reach out to you, and maybe reach out to the right people back in the same. But here's the thing: is sometimes you get those guys say, "Hey, Teresa, yeah, I seen you. Yeah, you're in wellness now, huh? Yeah, I saw your pictures and stuff. But if I do a favor for you, no, guys, that's don't do that. Don't shame. Don't shame yourself or this woman. Say it like this. Mrs. Myers, we are interested in your story, your passion for bodybuilding. We like your attitude. We like your hard work. So if you're interested in being one of our brand ambassadors of our company, if it's something that you like and it fits within your criteria or your own, your choice, just let us know. We're happy to sponsor you. We'll help take care of anything you need. All we need for you is to sponsor us, and we'll sponsor you. So if you're interested in that, let us know. And like I said, this is like I said, she sent me some pictures. And I know you guys like to see pictures, and I took a couple and mentioned it. And this is wow. This is from at the Legions. And wow.
Yes, with Sean Nelson.
Yeah. Sean, I interviewed Sean. Great guy. He gave me some good advice.
He's fun to work with for sure.
Yeah, he really knows how to take your pictures, ladies. Because like I said, one thing is like a lot of people don't understand that this is a different form of woman, and for like I said again, the cost of being a competitor is tough. That's why some women would do, as I call them, no offense, the beat meat websites. But if bodybuilder was more like a mainstream sport, I mean, back then you just catch it on television, but because they're always going to point the issue of steroids and stuff like that. But it's in every sport. It's baseball players use it, football players, boxers. But it's so easy to pick on bodybuilder because it's not as mainstream. It was more mainstream where it was like, okay, you make a living out of it. You wouldn't have to work this job. It would be your living. You get paid. You make money out of it. It's sad that prize money, if you go to some shows, I think it's a little better for wellness compared to the other divisions, but even still the guys get to walk away with maybe $20,000, where it's like $2, $3, $4,000 for some of you ladies for first place, and that stuff may not cover your cost of everything that comes through, like your hair, your makeup, your tanning, and your
Yeah.
hotels. If
And we
it's
still
more of
have
a
to pay. We still have to pay to compete for the year. So
yeah,
it,
because
you know,
masters.
and that's just one thing in life. You know, nothing in life is free. So I get it. I get it. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, sponsorship is amazing if it's a possibility. But
It'd be possible, like I said, you just got to find the right people who maybe who's interested, because you're in a division where I think it's a very popular division. I think being a
it's
mature woman, yeah,
yeah,
because
it's fairly new and definitely popular. And I used to be a brand ambassador for Total Nutrition, and the first year they offered us money, which was helpful. And then they just got more into just discounts on their products, and then they kind of stopped doing it altogether. So yeah, and I was a ambassador for a clothing line on social media for a little bit. But those are the two kind of main company ones that I've done. And then I just had my husband reached out to some local friends of his that helped me out last year. So, but this year I was on my own.
Well, here's how I say this: people who I know, guys who follow my channel, who also a fan of the sport. If you know Teresa, and if you're a friend or you're just somebody who's seen her around, if you're interested in being an ambassador or a sponsor for her, reach out with genuine interest. Don't be that weird guy. Say to her, hey, like if she goes, if you run a grocery store, if she comes in, give her a discount, especially if you got kids to feed. If she's at a gas station, hey, pay for her gas. If you also somebody who's posing suits, you get a discount on posing suit. That helps out. Those expenses go a long way. And you never know. You really help somebody find their dreams. She can make it to the Master Olympia, maybe even make it to the Big O itself. Here we got my man, Curtis L. Jordan Jr. says, Teresa Myers, are you related to Sue Myers? Because she was a female bodybuilder. Well, Myers is her husband's name, so I don't know if no relation or not.
No,
So,
no relation.
No relation. Guys always, we hear names sounds familiar. Y'all thinking, but it's a big world. I know people named MacArthur too, and I got my same last name, but we just, not the same complexion sometimes. So we're not gonna hold it too longer. I do appreciate it, because it's just a great opportunity. I feel like the other guy sometimes. I'm a dog just chasing cars. I don't know what to do when I get one, and I got myself a wellness pro. I feel completed. And before I leave, Teresa, I want to tell you something. You are beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate you so much. This is fun.
I got to talk to my doctor about him. I don't know why he's like so. So I'm glad
you have ego, right?
Yeah, it's I got a couple others, but I use him a lot more. I remember when we saw that movie Dark Knight. I love Batman. I have collection comics, and he just took that. I remember I grew up watching Cesar Romero. I saw Jack Nicholson, but his version, that new Joker movie came out, but his version he just ran with a total direction. Shout out to Christopher Nolan. He really, put out a great movie. Yeah. So we got one more from my man Steve before we head out. He says, Steve says, love hearing and seeing your passion, Teresa, and that genuine smile of yours is truly heart skipping. Oh, thank you, Steve. Thanks. We appreciate that. So, like I said, we're gonna hold much longer. We're gonna say this. What would you want for yourself out of bodybuilding as a whole?
Honestly, I think the best thing it's given me is self-confidence.
That's it?
Well, I mean, I hope I can inspire the world. But again, who am I?
Well, like I said,
just to be an inspiration to obviously my children, and then whoever else gets inspired by it. And it's just like, especially for women, like we can do it too.
Well, that's good, because you know what? You never know. Somebody might watch this interview, and like yourself, a mother with kids, and say, you know what? They want to do something with their life, and if they have the time and the patience and the consistency and the determination and the motivation, they can get into
And I
sport.
didn't start until after I had kids. I don't post a lot about my kids because my account is private, and as a mom, I try to protect them in that sense. So not a lot of people even know I have kids. But now it's good to kind of share that, like, you can have a family and a job and other things and still be able to do it. Yeah, you just have to prioritize it. If you want it bad enough, you'll make it happen.
Yeah, because you know what? I know a lot of ladies. I have a good number of interview ladies who are like yourself, who have a husband, who have kids. Most people don't think that when you're a bodybuilder, you don't have that. You just bodybuilders all you got. But that's only a handful. Like back in the day, used to be. But there's a lot more women like yourself who have families, have children,
Yeah.
who got in sport because of passion, either because of like you said, being an athlete, they want something to do, or some trauma in their life, and this bodybuilding can really help you out. Like the gym, like during the COVID, the gyms were shut down. It was tough. I mean, I know California, y'all had some heavy restrictions, and it was tough. But that was that place that gave people meaning. The gym's like their church. It's
Yeah.
like their therapist.
I still competed during COVID. I was determined. I was working out in my garage.
Yeah, I mean, I know people say they're buying up garage equipment for their garages in their house. There's a, but if you love something bad enough and you want to do it, there's nothing can stop you. I mean, it's just a sport where I think people need to recognize more and respect it. It may not be mainstream, but y'all are athletes. You are an athlete. You are
That's
a
what
woman.
makes it special, I think.
Yeah, because it's your sport, and no one can do it but you.
Yeah.
But you know what?
1%ers.
Yeah, 1%ers. But I think people need to learn more. That's why I do these interviews. That's why I reach out to women like yourself.
Yeah.
It's great when I get opportunity, especially talking to somebody in a division that I'm still trying to fall a little bit. I mean, I've watched my friend Jada. She was physique, but she switched over to wellness this year. She had a couple of shows. And congratulations to her. I think she's doing pretty good. She just needs some time because she's kind of like you. She's kind of top heavy dominant, but she has to really cut back on that. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But this is a process that people need to learn and understand. And it's not easy. If everybody can do it, then it'd be, everybody can do it. Yeah. Like Ron Kobe said like this, if everybody wants to be a bodybuilder, they want to lift this heavy ass weight.
I know. Everybody wants a beautiful woman to, be on their arm, but then they don't always love what comes with that.
They got the money. They want the I'm broke. I'm broke. I ain't got nothing. That's why I'm single. Hey, well, I live in a very, very small town. I'm really half the town, so I got to be careful.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're known, man. You're known.
Yeah. So, folks, we do appreciate Teresa's time. We wish you all the best of luck.
Yes, thank you.
The quote, one of my favorite movies, Dark Knight Begins, where the end, when Jim Gordon says to Batman, says, I never get a chance to thank you. He turns around and says, you never have to. That's why I have this channel. My channel is a small channel, but it's growing. And when I talk to women like yourself and Trish and some of the other ladies who have interviews with and still have friendships with, I enjoy it. I get a lesson. I learn things. And even from learning this stuff, it really has changed my life a bit,
Yeah.
And I respect what your ladies do. I'll admit my crime. Yes, I'm a muscle person smoke. I find your ladies very attractive, but I really learned something from doing these interviews and conversating with y'all. And people need to understand what it takes to be not just still be a woman and to be an athlete and to be a mom and be a wife and hold a job and be a friend. There's so much that comes with this sport, and you got to respect y'all. Some people may not understand. Some people might understand too much, but it's good that you found your passion and you found something that you like and you do it well.
It completes me.
Or like the other guy says, like, yeah, you stole from my line. That's my line. You stole from me. No, sorry, I let it go because I said again, Teresa, you are beautiful. I gotta stop with him. I gotta see a specialist about him. We got here. This is from man Davers Adams. Shout out for him. He came through. He says, I'm happy Thursday. Yeah, thank you, brother. So.
Hi.
So we'll let you go. So you have anybody you want to give a shout out to?
God, my parents, Trish Wood, my family, my friends, my husband, my kids, all of it. And thank you. I really appreciate this opportunity. So
Well, it's good, man, because I get to learn something, and I'm expanding my content, and maybe it's great. I'm trying to get with some wellness girls. Hard to get with y'all. I got some amateurs here and there, but it's hard to get with y'all pro level women. But when I get opportunity to talk with y'all, I get to learn something. And that's the thing about this. It's about learning and understanding. I'm be a little more open minded. I will fall asleep through wellness competitions because y'all slow. I'm sorry. We go hog wild when we see women physique and women bodybuilder do the final pose down. Y'all just walk around turning and stick out your butt. So, but we respect you as competitors, as athletes, and we wish the best for you. So, folks, as I said again, if you want to follow Teresa, her social media links in the description. She does have a private IG, but if you are interested and are sincere guys, you got to be sincere. If you want to sponsor her, if you have a plan, it works with her and her interests, reach out to her with genuine interest, guys. Don't be that weird guy. Stop it. Get some help. This is why I keep saying, guys, you get more with a silk glove than an iron fist. And I know what you're doing with that iron fist, so stop that. So
Hey, you said it.
I did. So, folks, thank you again for the lovely Mrs. Teresa Myers coming through. Shout out my man KL the Wanderer, Steve coming through, Davros Adams, my brother Curtis L. Jordan coming through. All who watch this video, support us in this content. Reach out, be genuine. And as you know, tomorrow is the Olympia. Andrea's going for five-time Olympic champion. Yeah, so
best of luck, everybody.
Best of luck. So thank you. This is my always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body Talk. Like, don't subscribe. Good evening, guys. Good afternoon, and good night.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.